This conference will now be recorded.
So we were seeing this yesterday, right? Okay. So I had some installation issue. Then I reinstalled Flask. So now I'm directly giving hello here in the URL. Yesterday we just gave slash here. Today we are giving additional word in a URL, and I have a function, and then I have something written inside my function. So we are telling run this app. Whenever I run this app, this is a URL I am pointing to. And when I run this URL, this is what I will see in the website. So this is a whole concept of web designing in Flask. Usually what they do here, they point to some HTML page. They write some HTML page where you will see lots of button, lots of URL, picture, all those things. Whatever you see in a website, everything will be designed in HTML, CSS, and you will use that file here. So instead of you are creating your own function, I'll be calling that HTML page. So whenever I run my app, my application is running, this would be the URL, and when I use that URL, that particular HTML will load. That is the whole concept behind the Flask web application. Let me run the file. So this is my base host. This is my host URL. I mean the base host on which we are running the application. So since we have hello, I'm just going to use slash hello. See here you see hello and welcome. Whatever we have given here in my function, we are seeing that whenever we call this slash hello URL. Guys, is it clear?
So now instead of this function or anything, can we give any page directly there? Website or something? Anu, you are muted.
Sorry, sorry, Jeda. I was answering. That was also not you're not able to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was telling, yes, you're right. Here, instead of running my application, running my whole function, my function, whatever I've written here, you can embed your HTML page. You have to write your HTML page some way, and then you have to call that HTML page here. So what will happen instead of running my function, it will go and run the HTML page here. Here you will see all the HTML page. If you have some colored button, a submit form, it will be appearing here. Flask will just let you run an application on some particular URL, and you will decide what to display in that URL.
Okay.
So now let's see the same thing with Django. Django is not actually straightforward, as I said yesterday. So let me do the installation for Django. As we all know, it is a same pip command. So the installation is completed. I'm just checking whether the Django, I want to know which Django version it got installed. Mm, so it is telling I have 5.0 version installed. So that means a Django is installed. I'm just verifying my installation. So here I'm creating a project name. So hello is my project name. I'm creating my own project with using Django. So let me put this inside. And then I'm going inside my created project. So I will give cd hello. Let me write my first Django code. So to write my Django code, these are like I have to import and write in my code. So first I have to import OS. and then I have to, these all like mandatory. You can copy paste. This all you have to give which time zone you want to do and which language. And I'm using SQLite database. So we have these are like the details you are giving to the Django. So this all you have to copy paste it. Then here I'm going to write my code. So here we have a module called Django, and inside that you have a module called contrib and URL. So first I'll import Django contrib and import admin from it, and later I have to import Django URL. So where you can define your URL. So you need path and include function from the URL module. So I'm importing them. So these are like every time whenever you have to create your own website and you need URL, these like are mandatory. As your functionality increases, you have to input few more functions and modules in your Django web project. So here I have a list, something called URL patterns. So where I can, this is a list where I can give my URL, which way all my apps are written. So here the first path is, so from the URLs pattern, I'm going to create my own path. Path is I'm just giving admin slash, and this is by default you have to give admin site URLs, and then so here, this is my app. I'll be creating a separate file, my app. So I'm just telling in my app, I have this URL. So how does this work is, instead of importing this every time in my code, what I do, I create a folder called my site, and in that I create a Python called setting.py. Okay, and then I put all the URL inside one Python code. So I'm telling my site, these are all the URLs I have in my website. So I'm creating under the my site, I create one more folder called urls.py. I put my URLs here. Then what should I do later? I am now creating my own file where I can define what should I see in the website. Like we seen previously, hello, Anu, welcome, something that we are going to define now. So here, what I'll do, I'm creating my own application page. So for this, I have to import. So this is kind of a request response, like I said, no. When you are typing something in Google, you are sending a request to the Google search engine, and then it searches for all the data and responds you back. That's what you see as a website. Whenever you search and land a page, it's kind of a website, right? It has a URL and the content. So here our website will be kind of a request and response. So for that, I'm importing HTTP response. So here again, I'm same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to create a simple function called hello, and a request is we are going to send a request, and in the response we are going to see hello Django. Okay. I'm then going to create a URL. So here I'm telling what is the request we are going to send and what is the response we will be seeing in the web page. Now I am going to create a URL for that. I'll create one more file called urls.py. The first two, the my site url.py and settings, these are like you have to copy paste and create a file. This file should always be existing in your Django project. But here I am creating my own data. So here I'm telling, here I can change hello Django, or here I can change the function name. Here I can do everything, whatever I want, anything I want. So here I'm telling the path is hello, and name, the function name is hello. This is what I'm telling here to my Django. Now I have to create all the 4 files. So let me go to my Python project. Let me create I have a project called hello, right? So when I created a project, see here I did Django admin start project hello, and I then went inside to that project to know whether the folder is created or not. So by default, it created all those things. Let me open all the in my. So I opened everything inside. Here you see whatever I've written in that settings.py, it automatically got created. Since I created a project, it automatically created that setting. So we need not create our own settings.url. And also see this admin URL. This also automatically got created. And these all, like if you're going in depth into website development, you will need this WSGI that is also created in init.py. Init.py is nothing but it is telling this is a module, right? And ASGI, okay, everything got created. So whatever we thought we should do, it is done by the project itself. So the project itself created the first 2 files. Now these are my application, the second 2 files. I'll now create. So for that, I have to go to my app. I have to create my folder called my app. What I'll do, I'll create a, so I've created a app. So here I'm going to put all my code. Okay. And here, okay, let me create a file called view.py and one more file called urls.py. Okay, I just created 2 files. So this file view.py will have the content what we will be viewing in the website. This URL file will have the URL patterns of the apps. Okay, let me open. Let me open them in VS Code. Now I can write my content here. So let me copy paste. So inside views.py, I'm telling what I have to view, and inside URL, I'm giving the path. Let me save this and let me save this also. Let me go to, okay, so we are inside hello, and let me go to my app. Okay, hello, inside hello, there is one more hello. Okay, let me go to hello, and there is a file called manage project python hello. Okay, here you see manage.py. So I have to run this file for my server to get started. On my server only I'm going to run my application. So I'm running the file. I'm starting my server, which means, so if I give Control C, the server will be closed, quit. The server will be stopped. So the server is started. Let's open this. See, my Django website is loading. I'm renaming because it's not in the correct format. I'll restart my server. Dot from dot input use a relative input with unknown parent package. Use is there. I'll delete these two text files. Okay, first I'll run the views. run URL. Again, it is telling from dot import views is not working. Views is there. Okay. Both are in the same folder. From dot import views is there.
Should it be star from star input views? Is
Like this.
yeah, because you want all the stuff from view. I don't know. Maybe.
We are inside the same folder. Views is also inside the same folder. So we are telling from dot from the same folder import views because views is having the functions. What else is wrong here? Hello.urls. Okay. We have configured only admin there. Root URL config hello.urls. Inside the Django URL, we have admin. Somewhere we have defined the key for login. It should be like your secret key something. Okay, your secret key. Here we can give our own key. I will give the problem is actually it's trying to start the database. We don't have a database connection available to this. Okay, this is not the correct file. Okay, settings dot. Here we have secret key. Okay, here is a secret key. It already gave some secret key. I can change this to admin. I'll save it. I'll go here and stop this and I'll run the Even my login is not working. Okay. Connect this. Okay. I'll do one more thing. I'll create a super user because my admin is failing. Username is admin. Email address is email address. Okay. And the password is admin. Too similar to the okay. Bypass password validation and create user anyway. Yes. Okay. Super user is created. Now I'll run my server. I'll copy this endpoint. And now I will go to admin. Okay, I got 2 users here now. I logged in successfully. And now my server is running successfully. So this is an indication that we have a site and it's running on some server, my local server. Okay, now what I'll do, let it run. I'll go to Python manage .py. So this is a manage file which will start our app. Start app, my app. Okay. What is happening? No such file. Can't open a file. Then I'll check this, and after I fix this, I'll update in this file what I fixed and how I ran the function, and I'll send it across. As of now, I'll add this downloaded copy. I'll directly add it to the drive. Okay, I cannot add it here. I'll directly send it over mail. So guys, actually the why we are like introducing Flask and uh, so here the aim is just to introduce what is Flask and what is Django so that you can write your one single function where you have your URL and your function and you can run the application. Once you run it, it will run on your server and you can use the URL you have defined here, and that URL will run your function. Your function will be running on that particular URL. So this is how the Flask and Django works. But it's actually the very starting phase. You have many more things to create your own website. You should be writing your own JavaScript. You should be writing your own HTML source code and CSS, and you can combine all three and you can run that application using your Python Flask or Django. So that is the main aim of developing Django on Flask. If you are going to run a lightweight application, you will be going and using them. I'll see what the issue is with this Django file. I'll fix it and I'll send out the steps again how to do it. So apart from this, we have completed all the classes. If you have any question, doubts, queries, we can discuss that, guys, because by this the Python course is ending. And actually, we can't go in detail into Flask and Django. It's like kind of an intermediate to advanced. If you want to learn advanced Python and your main aim is to create your own website, then Flask and Django alone, I mean, the Django alone will take 1 month to learn. Similarly, Flask, if you learn Django, Flask will be a little more easier. So you can pick that up easily. Guys, any question, doubts? Rajita said she will be creating a freelancing website, I mean, freelancing login, and she will do something. I was like expecting her to do. I was like checking once in a while if she had done or facing an issue. You can now go and create your own login and freelancing. You can start with your web scraping, and other small Python module. Like few of the application, what they will expect is they have a code, but they have some issues, bugs. You have to go and fix it. All those projects will come up in freelancing if you want to go and do Python freelancing. If you want to do website development, that's a separate thing you have to learn and you have to implement it. So this all you can do in Python. You can automate something in your application, you can scrape something, you can connect to a database, and then you can even create your own website using Python. There's any doubts, question?
Nothing for now, but had to practice all these things a lot.
Yeah, please practice. You can contact me anytime. For example, if you couldn't practice for next 2 months and after February you are taking up and practicing something, you are seeing some error, please send out a screenshot to me over WhatsApp, or put your screenshot in group chat, the Python docs. So what happened, before I answer, somebody else will answer. Otherwise, I'll anyway answer it.
Because all these advanced topics are done very fast. Fat, fat, fat.
Actually, these advanced topics, no, this is not to teach you. These are to tell that these are available in Python, because these advanced topic, if I have to teach you, it will take nearly 2 more months for me to cover all the start to end, all these advanced topic. Um, So
Yeah,
this is
so
which is not possible. No, again, 2 more months we have to spend to learn them. But I'm just giving you a hint, because if somebody is coming and talking about thread or synchronization or Flask or Django, you should at least know what they are doing, what it is. Otherwise, the word itself will be very new to you. So to uh, to avoid that, we just telling these all the advanced topic which you can learn on your own, or we can also help you in teaching, helping you in learning that. But they are purely advanced topic, Rajita. That's why I didn't go like how we started with creating our own function, creating our own program. I didn't go in that way, because if I do go in that way, this is again going to take 2 more months. That's
yeah,
purely
yeah,
for
yeah. Those
intermediate to advanced.
those things and all we need to practice. We didn't do much
Yeah,
practice on those
correct,
things.
correct,
Mm,
correct. Yeah.
okay.
But if you're very comfortable in web scraping, and if you're comfortable in writing your own function and program, that is what I was aiming through this course. That is what the intermediate will be having. Even if the Python intermediate, if you go and meet some Python intermediate who is working in a company, I can ensure, I can bet that they cannot write a program as you are going to write, because I have given some assignments. You are writing your code and giving me the program within a day. Maybe you would have taken only half an hour to 1 hour to write that program, but the whole day the guys are sitting and writing that particular program. Even in my organization, I'm telling, a simple function or fixing some simple function which is already written. You just have to go and check what the error is and debug and fix it. They take whole 8 hours to do that. So in that way, yeah, you have reached that intermediate level. You guys are writing the function and program very good. Please practice that before you go to any advanced topic, because that is what a basic is. If you are very strong in that thing, you can learn any advanced topic. It's just going to take some time, because any topic is lengthy. But practice one way where writing function and program, that is very important. And then yeah, start with the advanced topic. If you want to learn, you can learn all those advanced topic which is of more interest. You can go and learn all those.
So in organizations, if we go for interviews and all, basically they'll be asking only the main basics first.
Correct, correct, yeah. So
Okay.
you should be telling in your resume that you are good at Python, and you are good at web scraping and automation and creating any program in Python. Flask and Django will not come into picture at all. It is only for the website developer. There is a separate category called website developer. So they not just use Flask and Django, they use React, Angular, HTML, CSS. That's a separate full stack thing. But as a Python developer, you need not know about Flask. I mean, you just have to be aware what they are because they belong to Python community. Otherwise, whatever you have learned and the assignments I have given, no, that is more enough for you to tell that you are a Python developer. You can tell that you are a Python developer of 1 year experience also.
What about those databases and all?
Databases, yeah. Uh, but before, so develop as a developer, you should learn multiple things. One is you have to learn programming language. Second is you should learn. So now we are using Windows OS, right? I'm just to create a folder, I'm just going and right clicking. I can create a folder. But you should be very, very knowledgeable in Linux or Unix because that is a server you will be using in your real world when you go as a tester or a developer. So you should know, you should be very comfortable in using your Linux. You should log in, you should go and check the folder, change something, create a unique script there. That is a second thing. Third is database. You should be very comfortable with writing all your queries. You should understand what the database, how the tables are inside it, and how two tables are connected between each other, and how you can query. In your query, you are going to get part of table one and part of table two and display together. So you should be very strong in that area as well. So these three areas are very mandatory to be a developer. But here, this course aims only for programming language. Linux and Linux scripting and database are important. At least you
Okay.
should know a basic because if you are working for 8 hours, 6 hours you will be doing programming, 2 hours you will be working in Linux and database. They are also equally important, but they are very easy to learn compared to a programming language and they are not going to take much time like this. But if you already know what the database, how to write your query, then you have we have seen how to connect to a database, right? We are just connecting to the database using Python. Some code we've seen, right? How to connect, how to create a cursor. Then after connecting, whatever you learned in database, whatever query you learned in database, the same query you can come and copy paste here in the inside the program. That's all. If you know database already, you can just come and put your queries inside. We just seen how to create a table, how to insert and how to select. But there are more things in database. So once you learn all those queries, you can just put the queries inside your connection file after you create your connection. And if you guys are interested in anything like you want to learn a complete database thing, complete Linux thing, or complete Django and Flask, please let me know. I'll find the best material if you want to learn on your own. I'll find the best material and I'll ping you like how we are going through the web scraping and all. You can learn those on your own and you can try creating those projects on your own. You can even do that. Tilly, are you there? I guess she's having some problem with
Yes, I'm
the.
here. Hello.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I tell you, this will be our last class.
So sad. But yay us. We did it. We did it. Go team.
Yeah,
Thank you so
and
much, Anu, for teaching us. There was